What's up guys, how is it going? Welcome back to the channel. This is the day 2 of this tutorial. In our previous tutorial we were able to build the login and the reference screen successfully. If you are not having access to this video, I'll link down in the description below. In today's tutorial we will be covering the home screen as well, and also implement some stack navigation between the screens. With that said, let's proceed. Let's start by implementing the navigations between the screens. These are the dependencies we need to install for the navigation. We need to add React navigation /native, and also we need to add React navigation /stack, and also we need to install the React navigation gesture handler and also React native max view as well. So let's proceed. You can choose to install it individually, so I'll install it all together in here. You can see in here that we have a successful installation. So when we check the package.json file under the dependencies, we can see React navigation /native and stack, and also the gesture handler, but we don't have the max view. Let's install that one and add one more dependencies, which is the React native screens. Let's do that. Oh, there we go. So you can see we have everything successfully installed and set up. So let's start by creating a folder and name it as navigations. Within the navigation folder, let's create one file and name it as stacknavigation.js. That will handle our stack navigations. And also within the stack navigation, let's import React from React. Let's also import the login screen as well. And also finally, let's import the reference screen. We need to import the create stack navigator from at React navigation /stack, and also we need to create a constant variable of a stack and assign the create stack navigator as a function to it. In this case, we are initializing the stack, so let's create one more function. That's the main stack navigator. It's an arrow function. That returns the stack.navigator. Within the stack.navigator, we have the stack.screens that will handle our screens. In this here we have two screens. That's the reference screen and the login screen. So stack.screens, it has a property of a name. Let's give it a name of a reference, and also one more property is components. So the components here is the reference screen we just imported. Let's create one more stack screen. So in here we change the name to login and the component also to login screen. Let's pass in some options. We don't need the header to be shown, so let's pass in a header shown of false. Let's do the same for the login screen. Let's pass in a header shown of false. And also we need to export this to use it somewhere, so we do export default main stack navigator. So with this code added, you can handle navigation between the screens. Let's open our reference screen. So within the reference screen, let's destructure it and pass in navigations. The button has one more property, that's the on press. Let's give it a name as login. Let's proceed to create the login function. So within the login function, we need an if else statement just to handle some validation. So if the student id.length is equal to 0, there should be an alert function with a message of required field is missing, else we should navigate to the login screen. As simple. So let's do the same for the login screen. Let's make some distraction in here and pass in navigation. So with the button property of onPress, let's give it a name of verify. Let's proceed to create the verify function. So in here, the username.length or the password.length if it's equal to 0, there should be an alert function with a message of required field missing. Otherwise, you should navigate to the home screen. Let's create one more file within the screen folder and name it as home screen. Let's type rnfex. Boom, there we go. Let's start by writing some text for now. This is the home screen. Let's move to the Stack Navigator and create one more stack screen with the name of home screen and a component of home screen as well. To use that, we need to import it. And also we want the header to be shown, so we will clear the options in there. Let's open our app.js file and import navigation container from React Navigation /native. And also we need to import the Stack Navigator from navigation folder. Let's get rid of this in a moment. So within the app function, we need to return the navigation container, and within the navigation container we need to render the Stack Navigator there. Building a JavaScript bundle in here. There we go. So let's try to see if the navigation works. Sure, it works perfectly, so let's try to work on the home screen. When we take a clear look at the home screen, the header has a background of red with icons on the left and right side of it. Let's start working on the header. Let's import use layout effect from React. It's one of the hooks in React. Let's invoke the use layout function. So in here, let's destructure the home screen and pass in navigation, so we can use it within the use layout effect. So within the use layout effect, let's type in navigation.set options and start working on the header. So let's give it a title of aim, and it also have a header style property. Let's set the background to red, and also a header title style. Let's give it a color of white, a header tint color of black, and also a property of header left. So within the header left, let's return a view. So within that view, let's use the Touchable Opacity component. We need to import it from React Native. Let's import icon from React Native element. So within the Touchable Opacity component, let's render the icon component. It has a property of name, so let's name it as menu. Let's give it a size of 24 and a color of white. There we go. So you can see our touchable menu icon there with a header title of aim and a background color of red. Let's copy the header left property and paste it. So in here we need to change the header left to header right and start working on the right side of the header icon. So we need to return the avatar component with a source property of from the assets folder and also the image folder, and also a size of small, and we need to import it as well from React Native. Let's copy the code in here. We need to change the name to .3 vertical with the same property, and this icon is from a type name as Untitled, so with a type of Untitled. See, by default the icons are aligned vertically. Let's give some stylings to the view to align them horizontally. Let's give it a flex direction of row just to align it horizontally, and also justify content space around to give space between the icons. Let's give it a weight of 60 and also a margin right of 0.5. So let's see how they are arranged. There we go. So you can see they are aligned horizontally with the flex direction of row, having that touchable feature. Let's import card from React Native. Let's get rid of the text in here and return a scroll view just to make it scrollable. We need to import it from React Native. Within the scroll view, let's render the card components. So within the card components, we have card.image. Let's specify the source of the card image, which is within the asset folder and the image folder, and name as image.jpg. Wow, there it is. You can see the card with the image within. Let's move on. So we need to work on the next card, which has a quick access, and beneath this it has the avatar or the icons. So let's work on that. So beneath the card, let's render one more card. Let's use the text component to write the text quick access. Let's style it by giving it a font size of 20 and also a top of 15. Below the text, let's render the icon with a name of .3 vertical and a size of 20, a color of black, with a type of Untitled. Let's give some style to the icon, a left of 170 and a bottom of 20. Let's type in card.divider to create a horizontal line to separate it from the icons beneath it. Oh, okay, nice in here. Let's work on the icons. Let's create a view for the avatar with a size of medium and also a source of the image. And let's wrap the avatar within a touchable opacity to make it clickable. Let's start a view by giving it a flex direction of row, justifying content of space around, and a left of 30. The avatar should be rounded as well. So let's cut that. It should be fine within the card image. Let's copy the avatar component and duplicate it 2 more times. So in here we need only to change the source of the image, the name of the image. So we have a name of registration. The next one is results. So let's copy that starting from the view and paste it one more time. So let's change the name to notifications, and also the other to fees, and this to sleep. There we go. So let's give it a margin top just to push the icons from the top. Let's give it a margin top of 40. Let's see in here. Wow, everything is arranged in that order. Let's continue. So in here I've written the name of the icons with the text component and give it a style with a top of 50 and a right of 60 to each individual icon. Let's return one more card for the news. Let's use the text component to write the news, and also let's start the text. Give it a font size of 25 and a bottom of 10. We need to render card dot divider to divide it. So in here we need to give some text to the heading of the news. Let's give it a font size of 18 and a bottom of 10. Hey, I forgot to add the email and the phone number. It comes before the news, so let's do that. Let's render one more card above the news. Wow, it's perfect in here. So let's give the text the following styles. Wow, it's perfect in here. So in here I'll go with some boilerplate of the news. Yeah, hard-coded writing. With time I'll teach with fetching of API news. So let's proceed with this for now. Let's give it a heading of this. So let's also give the details of the news as this, with a card divider beneath it. Let's copy it 3 more times to see the scrollable feature in it. Sure, there we go. Everything is working perfectly. Thanks for staying with me and building this together. If you find this video to be useful, smash that thumbs up button and share the video as well to reach many, and also leave a comment in the section below. I'm interested in that. And hit that bell icon to subscribe to get related videos of the AIM app. So in our next tutorial we'll be covering the drawer navigation of the AIM app. Until then, stay tuned.